Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our next edition of the Pictory podcast. The title of today's podcast is Top Video Production Tips and Tricks for Creative Entrepreneurs. And, um, and I'm so glad to have with me Llewellyn Dalton. He runs a group called Video Producing Club on Facebook, and I'll let him talk about it a little bit more a little later. But for now, basically, what's happening in the world today is I see that there are about 50 million people in the world who call themselves creative entrepreneurs. And out of that, about 2 million people are actually making a full time living as creators. So whether you're a teacher who has something to teach through e-learning videos, or whether you're an influencer promoting products through videos, video production is a key skill set that you need to have as a creator, as a creative entrepreneur. And you want to be able to produce videos. If you want to be able to produce videos but don't have the expertise, the tools, or the training that professional videographers have, that's what Llewellyn's club helps people do is build those skills, recommend the right tools, and in this age, I mean, in this golden age of video, there are great tools out there. And so Llewellyn will give us some pointers on how you could become a great videographer with a new generation of tools. So before I get asking some questions, I'd love for Llewellyn to introduce himself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Llewellyn. I know about this video producing club, but I know you're a professional videographer, and tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay, hello, and thank you for having me on your podcast. Long story short, I have a lifetime career in IT consulting. I'm not actually very technical, but I'm a good problem solver, and I think out of the box and that sort of thing. When I was forced to leave IT, I already had a business idea in mind, and that business needed video. So years back, I started filming on a little Minolta without any of these wonderful apps that we have these days. So way back, I learned how to edit at least. So that's continued for a long while. In the process, I've picked up marketing automation skills, and I build membership websites. But when this pandemic hit us, some of that collapsed, and Facebook has this uncanny way of just putting apps in your pathway. And I saw a few video related apps. I thought I'll have that, and joined their groups, and quickly got noticed because I'm helpful in these groups. People were asking me questions. And in the last 18 months, I've almost turned into, well, this is all I do. I now help video makers make videos and build their video related businesses. So when, well, we don't need to talk about the recent events, but there was a recent event that spiked interest. And I just happened to be in the right place with a brand and a Facebook group already sitting there waiting to be used. So it's grown a lot in a very short time, I'm thankful to say. And it's a very helpful community of people.
Awesome. Thank you, Llewellyn, for that background. So you have maybe over 1,000 people now in your group, correct?
In another day or two, our number will be 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ha, nice. Love it. So talk about the kind of people that are in your group, and I mean they're all interested in making videos, and they're all running businesses where video is the key. So can you give us some idea of the kinds of people who live in your
I can't give you exact demographics, but I get the impression. Well, firstly, there are two types of video makers in very broad strokes. There are people who make videos for YouTube, and there are people who make videos for other humans to consume on websites or social media. The group contains both of those, maybe in equal measure, but I would think the majority of people are marketers, but not necessarily. They are influencers or just people who are educators and want to use the medium of video. And I think there are business owners who do nothing else but promote themselves, who want to learn about video.
Great. So that is the creator economy right there. That thing that is being talked
Yeah,
about is you got the educators, you got influencers, you got marketers, and you got uh, individual solopreneurs, if you will, business owners who are using videos to promote their services, their own products or themselves.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I know you talk about tools in your group and various tools that are available,
Yeah.
and it's kind of I see this as a golden age for the tools and for video tools. And so talk about some of the tools that you talk about that you love, and just kind of the landscape of things that are available today for this community.
Yeah, it's been necessary to try and unpack this for people, because there are tools like your own, and then there are other tools that are entirely different, but they are still video related tools. So tools like Pictory and a half a dozen others, where there is a artificial intelligence involved. I've never heard anybody else call it this, but I call them video creation tools. They make it easy for people to make videos because there's some artificial intelligence that makes it easy for them. My mantra, I often say this to people, especially if they're trying to start a video business, I ask them whether they edit, because with all the will in the world, not everybody will agree with me if I say this, but you can't always make a complete video out of the tools that exist there. Sometimes you want to do a little bit extra, and well, you can't if you don't learn to edit. And so many people are scared of editing, but there are incredible tools out there that are even free online, that you don't have to have a big computer or even download anything on your computer for. I'll give you an example. Let's say you've got a clip and you want to reverse the clip. You want it to play backwards. Well, there's tools on the internet that you can do that. That's sort of editing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or if you've got a talking head like me sitting here and you want to put it on top of your video, but in a circle. Let's say I want to cut this in a circle. There are tools that you can do that, and it doesn't take anybody having to be a rocket science to do that. So there's video creation tools, there's editing tools, and then recently I discovered tools that sit in the middle, where it's an editor, and you also got access to things like video clip libraries, but inside the editor, and it's online and it's right there. So it's like searching for I need a clip that's got this, that, or the other, searching for it and dragging it onto your timeline in an editor, which is different from a video creation tool. And you don't find that in all editing tools either.
Right. So in a video creation, as you define it, is usually starts with some other form, like you have a script or something, right? Some type of script, and you start with that. That's video creation in your book. And video editing is where you actually have a recorded video that you begin with, and then do something with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. So I would break video creation tools down a little bit further as well, because when I said earlier, we have in our group, or in the world, there are people who make videos for YouTube, and they approach it from, they just want to take a script, throw it into an application, and the application must throw back a video at them, hopefully with subtitles. That's one way of approaching it. But businesses or influencers would put themselves, if they've got the confidence, in front of a video, and then they want to put that into a tool, and then they want to add to that. Editors would call that adding a B-roll, putting images on top or putting animations with them talking to make it more interesting. So for all the tools I've noticed, it's often present in most tools, but it's a different way of approaching it. You're either coming from this direction or from that direction.
Got it. Got it. So it actually is a great segue into my next question, and that was about the kinds of videos that your community makes. And you kind of distinguish between this YouTube people who make it for YouTube,
Yeah.
And and then you have the marketing type videos, the influencer videos. So talk a little bit about the different kinds of things you see. What is the different purposes of the different videos? And that's probably a good way to look
Okay.
at the kind of videos.
Well, it depends. I think even inside one business, if you ask a business owner some questions, you would find that they have different needs, which would want a different type of a video. So if you're making a marketing type video that's going to go in a blog or a website, or inside a membership site, it's probably going to be something like a talking head. It's going to want subtitles. It's probably going to be landscape, because even if somebody wants to watch it on a phone, they can turn the phone on its side. So yeah, I think social media has forced the industry recently. You'd be surprised how many apps didn't actually cater for square videos and portrait videos just recently. And they're all chasing their tails to catch up. But with phenomena like, firstly, Facebook stories, and then Instagram, well, don't know which order they came in, but Instagram Reels and TikTok, portrait videos has become a thing now.
Right. Yeah.
And if you're talking portrait videos, maybe subtitles doesn't make that much sense because you don't have that much space on it. So they're just throwing some text on top and some animations with the text. I'm not sure whether I'm answering the question properly, but it depends where you're going to be wanting to put the video,
Yeah.
and then what the purpose of the video is as to how you would approach it.
No, that's actually great. That's great clarity, because it's the destination that the video that will actually dictate kind of how you might approach the creation of the video. If it's gonna be something for TikTok or Instagram, it'll need to look different. It will need to have different appearance, and maybe there you need more talking heads, and maybe the subtitles may not be that critical. But if you're going to make it for a YouTube ad, it'll be completely different versus your YouTube channel, where you might create videos purely for SEO. That's another thing I've seen, people just putting videos
Exactly.
for optimizing the search and putting them in there. So awesome, good. So let's talk about some actionable tips and tricks that we can tell our listeners and viewers about, that they can take home and say, hey, this is pretty cool if I were able to do this for this kind of videos. So yeah, let's do that. I know you do that a lot in your group.
Yeah.
Because you're constantly giving tips on, use this tool in combination with this tool, and you have a fantastic result. So let's talk about some of those tips.
Let me start with talking about that by using a metaphor I use often. There are some tools out there, I don't want to name brands, but like little handwriting tools that can draw things, or avatars, not human avatars, just comic avatars, or animations, as professional as they might be. And you see people making complete videos just with that. My answer to them would be, that's like the icing on the cake. Sometimes you need that to make the cake look nice and presentable, but that's not cake. That's just icing. To make a cake, you need more. You need more ingredients. So, ingredients in a video, like a music underlay that makes sense, that builds and breaks down and finishes properly at the end of a video, it makes all the difference. I don't know, I'm not going to give examples of films, full feature films, but if the music is off or wrong, it's just not going to fit. Imagine, watching a horror movie with country and Western music. It's just going to feel, oh, this is ridiculous. And so many videographers just are happy to just throw any music with it because it's just mood music. It's not elevator music. It makes, actually, in my opinion, if I put a number to it, it's 40% of the effectiveness of a video, the music.
Wow. I'm still trying to imagine a horror movie with bluegrass guitars. It's not going to work.
So, yes, if you're going to use tools that give you the icing and you're going to use other tools that make more substantial parts of the video, well, then you have to edit to put it together. So my first tip would be, if you're serious about this, learn to edit. Get over it. Get over your fear that this is complicated. Some tools are complicated, but there are some tools out there that are so easy, so intuitive, that it's a pleasure to use. So I normally edit in Premiere Pro. I've hung up my gloves. I've canceled my subscription. I'm not paying for it. Sometimes I think, oh, I wish I had that. Sometimes I get stuck. But I'm persevering with another tool that is online, and it's just lovely to work with, and it doesn't have to be difficult.
Awesome. So your biggest tip is get over your fear of editing.
Yes. My second biggest tip would be, don't think you can just throw any music under a video. Well, you can, if you're just going to throw it into YouTube and hope for the best. But if you want to put it on a website that's going to turn people visiting into people wanting to buy, buying is an emotional thing. Giving your contact details to some strange website is an emotional thing. And music is a useful way to get people to move.
Yeah. So I know you don't want to name some tools, but I'd encourage you, let's talk about this, because you found this video editing tool obviously very useful. What is it?
Well, it's not in the same space as you are. So yes, I would say WeVideo that I discovered recently, it's totally amazing.
Nice.
It's I've been editing for years, and it's so easy to find things. It's not complicated at all, and everything feels like everything is at your fingertips.
That's awesome. That's great to know. That's good to know. So combination of Pictory with WeVideo, or other tools, Canva maybe with WeVideo or something would be pretty good.
And if I may give a plug to another tool, when you're adding music to a video, when you're looking for music, you can't see music. Those story blocks, what used to be called audio blocks, was very helpful, because when you hover over a track, you can see the audio wave, and you're looking for something that has it's not all the same wave pattern. It builds and closes down. So if you can see the wave pattern, it's easier to find the right type of music. That's one thing. But then often in all of these tools, you have a few things that you can search on, like mood and genre and instrument. It's not enough. You're still if you're serious about finding something that really fits, it's going to take you 20 minutes to find just one track. So I've come across something called Melody, melody.ie, and their search function is just out of this world. I've never seen anything like it. You can even search on the key. So let's say you have a long video, 5, 6, 8 minutes, 20 minutes, and you want to put more than one track on there. You can match one track to the other track with the same rhythm, and then even with the same key and the same instruments easily.
That's what DJs do. That's pretty cool. So you can
It
do it
is cool.
online.
Yeah.
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 Oh, awesome. Great. So melody, that's something I think Pictory should integrate with. We'll look at that.
Yep.
So so you've seen this now, like you as a premier user now moving on to online tools. Let's geek out about the future of video production. What do you think? Where do you think it's headed
This
5 years
question.
from now? What would people be doing?
Short answer is I think the future is upon us. It's here already. And the nice thing is most people haven't caught on to this. So if you do any of these few things that I'm going to mention now, you have such an incredible edge. And there are tools out there that are affordable and easy to use. So the first thing is interactive videos. So 2 videos where you can click inside the video on a call to action. So somebody could say, well, are you more interested in doing videos for YouTube, or do you want to make it for marketing? Click here or click here. That's totally feasible with tools out there already. So you can build a little funnel just with videos. People don't have to leave the video to click elsewhere.
Wow, okay.
Unfortunately, the inexpensive tools are not integrated with CRMs as of yet properly. So people click, but you don't know what they clicked on. You only know where they got to.
Got it.
There are more expensive tools where you can, every time they move, you know what they did, and you get that into your CRM, and you can use that for the next time you talk to them. So you can use it to kick off your next marketing interaction with them. So it becomes properly interactive. It's like you and me talking. You ask a question, I answer, and then you ask me another question based on what I just answered.
Yeah.
It becomes a conversation.
So interactive videos, obviously they won't generate things like MP4, right? They would be hosted on their own site or some other.
Yeah. So there is I have such a tool, and I'm in such a community, and we had a sort of a power user meeting one Saturday afternoon, and it dawned on me that a lot of people in that group are not budging because they can't make videos. So I went and invited them over to my group purely on the basis of, we can help you find out how to make videos, because yes, you are combining a bunch of MP4s in a wire diagram so people can interact with you. But before you can do that, you need to know how to make MP4 videos.
Right. Yes, exactly.
So it is a different tool. It stands on its own,
Yeah.
but it's part of the future, I think, strongly.
Awesome.
Then secondly, just recently I noticed, I have to be honest with you, I'm not an AI voice person. I would prefer human voices, but they are getting very good. There are some tools where it's uncannily good. But just recently, I've also seen a tool, and the main designer of human avatars is in my group. I'm not going to name him because I don't want people to bother him, but yeah, he's present in our group. So there's a tool out there where it looks like a human, and they sell a service where you can go and have them create your avatar with your voice.
With your voice.
Yes.
Oh,
so you can make videos like we are in Pictory with a script, and you can choose the avatar, and you can choose your own avatar. So you can make a video of yourself, but it's not you present at the time.
Amazing.
And that sounds futuristic, It's not. We've got a couple of examples of that in our group already.
Wow. So synthetic people, avatar, synthetic voices,
Yes.
interactive videos. Those are kind of some of the future things that are already happening. That and do you like what I believe where things are headed? Because I've adopted that as my mantra is democratizing videos, which I already see that like again it's something happening because it used to be that videos were the purview of people with ponytails and capes, as I call them, designers. And now a lot more people are doing videos. A lot more people are learning how to do videos. So because of these tools that you're talking about that have become available, it's videos are being democratized already, and so now what you're talking about is even some of the futuristic scenarios with synthetic voices, synthetic faces,
Yes.
even that will be in the purview of you and I to be able to do, and not have like expert designers. Well, you're an expert, but I am not an expert designer, and so it will be I'll be able to do it, and that's amazing. I love that.
It absolutely is. Yeah, all of these tools are totally attainable for non-technical people.
Amazing, amazing.
I've spent a number of years in fairly complicated automation tools. I'm done with that, and they're also very expensive. So I too am looking for inexpensive tools, but don't ask me too much about that because I'll get onto another happy high horse on that. But yes, I don't want to pay through my nose for tools, but I certainly don't want the complicated tools anymore.
Yep, yep.
It's got to be easy.
Very good, very good. So your group on Facebook is called Producing Club.
Video producing club, yes.
Tell us about your business, and then we'll close it out. Just talk about your business and what you do, how you monetize this stuff.
Well, I can and I do make videos for clients, and I also build membership sites, so I can build a whole product life cycle for clients. But I do that for a handful of clients. It's not really what I want to do because it's complicated and it needs maintaining. I prefer making videos. But what I've noticed in the last 18 months is there are tens of thousands of people who are doing what we've just spoken of, trying their hand at making videos, spending money on an app or two, getting stuck. So in the main, right now, I've become like a video tech coach. And I go a little bit further than that. I help people not only make videos, but I help them understand what they need to do to build a video business, how to build assets that they can string together in a funnel. What is a funnel? How do you write copy for video or for anything? How do you take people from they never knew about you to, yeah, I think I'll give you a go, to I'll buy your stuff, to telling other people about you. So, yeah, some people I just help in a small manner with a couple of tutorials here or there. But I also take on coaching clients and I meet with them a couple of times, some of them a couple of times a week or weekly. And I help them moving forward and I reinforce what I do. And here's the nice thing. Every time I help somebody, I make a tutorial and I dolly it up so it's branded and it's in a good shape. So next time somebody asks me the same thing, I already have the asset, which is easier to do than if I'm making videos for different clients all the time because I have to go and start from scratch.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome, awesome. So you're trying to make your business scalable, and it's a pleasure partnering with you, Coach Dalton. And we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
And we'll keep chatting again. And thank you for being in this episode of our podcast.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Excellent.